Hi everyone and welcome to Dolltopia Forever podcast. My name is Michelle Wu and I have a special guest with me today. I have Christabelle Roberts. Hi. Who is an OG Dolltopia star, who's currently taking a break from the franchise. It is an extended break. She is also the wife of the deceased funny legend Paul Christensen, and the best friend of the missing Bluebelle Cotshire. So what I'm gonna do is I'm going to put the microphone to Christabelle because she will be speaking throughout the whole podcast. So here goes. So Christabelle, if you can just introduce yourself and just go through the podcast. Yeah, sure. So I'm Christabelle Roberts Christensen, and I am an OG Dolltopia star. I was in the first episode, and I have been appearing throughout. My appearances are spotty though, as I do have law school that I do go to, and I do need to study. And I am the daughter of Barbara Roberts. I was married to my gay best friend Paul Christensen a few days before he died of pancreatic cancer, and I am best friends with the most funniest down to earth girl ever. Her name is Bluebelle Cotshire, and she's been missing for a few months now. Thank you, Christabelle. So I know that you've gone through a tough time. Would you mind telling us about Paul and your relationship to him, and maybe his last couple of days with you? Yes, of course. So me and Paul, we were very close best friends. We were never ever dating. If anything, we were trolling to make it seem that we were dating. Just for fun. It wasn't malicious or anything. It was just for fun. I remember one day Paul just texted me and he said, do you want to be my girlfriend for like a few months, just to trick the boys into thinking that I'm not gay? And I was like, yeah, sure, that'll be fun. So yeah, it was fun whilst it lasted, and then we fake broke up. And that was the funny shit ever. I accused him of like texting 50 girls, and he was like tweeting, "Hi, I'm Uncle Paul." He called himself Uncle Paul, which was literally the funniest troll name ever. He was genuinely the sweetest guy ever. And even when he was diagnosed, he kept on smiling until his very last few days. If you didn't know, Paul was diagnosed with pancreatic cancer, which had already spread throughout his body, which is why in Dolltopia you'd see him less and less, because there'd be days where he'd struggle to get out of bed, days where he'd be in so much pain, and he did go to the GP many times, but they said, oh, it's just due to stress levels or depression. They really didn't check for anything until I did urge him to go to a private hospital, where his best friend and also my friend she diagnosed him with pancreatic cancer, and it was probably the worst time in my life ever. He sorry, he kept on smiling, and I just felt an urge to join him there. Like, I accompanied him to chemo every single day. I was with him at appointments, at scans. when they told him that there was nothing they could do more to help him. I was there with him every step of the way, and he was like, hey, since I want to pledge my alliance to you, why don't we get married in the hospital? And I was like, yeah. So I put on my best dress. He put on his best suit, and he was wheeled off to the chapel at the hospital, and we got married there. So I am legally Mrs. Christensen now. Not to mention that, I didn't mention this before, but Paul was a gay man, and he did tell me when he does die. When he did die, he wanted me to let everyone know that he was out, but he was more in the closet. He was more quiet, and he did previously date one Dolltopia actor, who I won't name, just for privacy reasons. They don't want their name out there. But he did date one person from Dolltopia, and they had a really nice relationship. But unfortunately, it was kept secret. So yeah, and yeah, the last few days of his life was very traumatizing for me. He kept on telling me how he didn't really want to die and how he wanted to live, and how it wasn't fair because the people who hurt him the most are still alive, but he's dying. But at the same time, he accepted that he was dying, but he didn't want to die at 21, if you get what I mean. He was still active. He was playing Mario Kart with Bluebelle, and another friend, Valentina, right until a couple of days after, on Monday. He started to get worse. He started to drift in and out of consciousness. His breathing slowed down. He was in so much pain. He kept on wetting himself. And he was so upset about that. I kept on holding his hand. I told him it was okay. Everything's gonna be fine. That he's still, like, a miracle's gonna happen. I genuinely feel bad about saying that, because it was a lie. Like, I told him everything was gonna be okay, and it wasn't, because he's dead now. And yeah. So on his last day alive, the last few hours, me, Adil, and Blaine were in the room together, and Toby as well. We were just sitting there talking, sleeping, and then we all felt an urge to be around Paul. He was taking his last few breaths, and we told him that we loved him and we were going to make his legacy live forever. And he looked up at all of us, and he told us that he appreciated every single one of us. He loved us, and he then closed his eyes, and he died at 5 a.m. in the morning. And I'll never forget that day, because that day when I woke up, I truly felt that he was going to die today, if not tomorrow. So I was glad that I went to be by him. Every cast member, before he died, they came to see him. He was so happy, including that one Dolltopia actor I was telling you about. He was really glad to see them as well. And yeah, his last days were really nice, but also really traumatizing at the same time. And yeah, I'm just happy that Paul and I were able to connect during those last few days. Thank you, Christabelle. That must have been very difficult for you. I know my dad's death was very difficult for me too. He died of pancreatic cancer as well. I'm just really sorry about that. Anyways, there's another topic he wanted to speak about. Bluebelle Cotshire, your best friend, who went missing a while back in April. Has there been any updates since then? Not much updates. So Bluebelle went missing in April. In May, the police officially put out a missing persons report on her, and it's thought that she has gone to a different country. Police did say that she was last seen injured with Diana. I'm not sure where she went to with Diana, but the police are now looking to Diana since she is a Hargreaves. If you didn't know, the Hargreaves are a family full of criminals. You have Ken Hargreaves, you have David Hargreaves, and you have Diana. So I'm not sure what Diana and Bluebelle were going to, but Diana, she is the person I'm suspicious that the police want to talk to. Last I heard from her, she went to US alone, so we think that she may have taken Bluebelle there. That's where the rest of the family live. So I'm really concerned for Bluebelle's welfare at the moment. Not to mention her dad is in pieces. I've had to take over the law firms and the tech companies whilst he's in recovery. I've had to lead meetings. He's just not doing well. He's not functional. He wants his daughter back. And this is an urgent plea. If you have seen Bluebelle, or if you think you have seen Bluebelle, do not go to her. Contact me, or contact the police or her dad, because we do feel that she may be in deep trouble, with whatever she's going through. Not to mention, there has been a few missing dolls lately, hasn't there? Yeah, there has. William has gone missing too. He hasn't been seen since April, I think. But his disappearance is really concerning, as well. Is there any updates on that? No. What I know is that they're also looking to Diana, in regards to his case as well. Police do think that both of them were trafficked or kidnapped and are in the United States at the moment, but we truly don't know until we find them. So yeah, that's all I have. Thanks, Christabelle. I know this is difficult for you, and I appreciate you speaking out about these matters. You are a very inspirational person, and from the day I first saw you on my screens, I knew you would be one of my favourites to appear on Dolltopia. So thank you so much for reaching out in regards to this. If you are a missing doll and you have been reported to the Missing Doll Foundation, get in touch with them and they'll put you back they'll put you back into your family's contact. And if you are suffering from cancer, the Dolltopia Cancer Research Company would like to hear from you to give you the best support needed. Yeah. Thank you so much for watching Dolltopia Forever podcast. My name is Michelle Wu and I'm here with Christabelle Roberts-Christensen, and I will see you next week. Bye! This podcast was sponsored by
Man Life Insurance, helping you be the man you want to be.